Just to start off, when I snap my finger, you're going to forget that you were ever gay.
What is wrong with you?
What?
Why would you start our podcast that way?
It's just a good way to start the podcast. I was just doing a magic trick. You're going to forget that you were ever gay.
I never was in the first place.
Exactly. I snapped my finger, you forgot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, exactly. So me and my fiance have been playing this new game. It's been a little trendy that I've seen from some YouTubers. It's called Infinite Craft. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
No.
But it's like alchemy.
Alchemy.
So you start with the basic 4 elements of water, fire, earth, and wind.
Wait, I played this on my phone.
Yeah. But it's called Infinite Craft. You can play it on your phone, you can play it on whatever. So, Infinite Craft is literally like you mix water and fire, you get steam. You mix steam and fire, you get smoke, etc., etc., etc. Yeah.
I started playing this since high school. I played that in high school, I mean.
The thing is this Infinite Craft, it's been very fun for us because I was watching some YouTubers do it, specifically this guy Ludwig, and they'll spin a random wheel that'll be like 1,000 items on it, and then the clue will the word that they have to get to, because it's called Infinite Craft. You can craft anything. Alchemy on the phone used to have like a limit to what you could craft to.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. So it's literally like, for instance, I asked my fiance, I was like, give me a word I want to try and craft to it, and so she said Harry Potter. And so eventually I got all the way to like, I was like, I can't go to bed until I get this. And then I got all the way, I got to Lord of the Rings. And then that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to get this. Because it was like, I crafted to Gandalf, and then I mixed Gandalf and like spell or something. Or,
I was going to say wizard, like a...
Or train. That's what, I think it was Gandalf and train gave me Harry Potter. But
how does Gandalf and...
Some of them don't make sense.
Train
right? It's like...
make...
Because I think dragon and, let's say, like, fairy make, like, pirate or some of them are whack. But genuinely, like, the goal, obviously, you can craft anything.
So did you look up the, like...
No, I did it all, like, just doing it. And that's so far, we've done all by just doing it and figuring things out. We've gotten, just to give example, we've crafted, just starting with the 4. Tiger King, Winnie the Pooh, flying poop trap, because she gave me the word fly, and I was like, okay, how do I find this? So then I was like, what if you mix...
Do you do this on your computer, or do you...
I'm doing it, yeah, I was doing it on the computer, yeah. But I'm sure you can find it on your phone. All the YouTubers I saw, they were doing it where they were doing like a tournament, so they had the person, the word would pop up on the screen, and then they would have to try and craft to it the first out of like the 9 of them that were competing. So they were all going. Now, obviously, I'm not going that fast. I'm very slow with it. But it's very fun because, yeah, we were getting words like Mario, words like Harry Potter. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of games that we played and are changing, have you seen how Among Us is changing?
I have not.
Apparently there's some versions. I don't know if this is just like on the Switch or like on the PCs or what it is. I would have to look more into it. But I've seen on TikTok a couple of times where there's one where like you can be a cat.
Oh, yeah.
An imposter, instead of being like just the guy that kills, you're a cat and you have to do challenges and like change everyone into a mouse. And
there's this YouTube group I used to watch a lot. They're called the Sidemen. They're like a British group that's super big over there. And they're actually very famous. But, Inside, the Netflix show, that's made by the Sidemen. So, like, you watch the finale and all that?
I haven't finished it.
But I
realized I
you know the
finished
guys that come in that are like the hosts?
Oh, yeah.
Not Phantom and Valkyrie, but the actual, like, there's like 7 guys that come in. Those guys are the sidemen. They're just a big YouTube group, and they developed this show eventually, you know, after blowing up their channel and all that. So good. But they do Among Us all the time. So they'll do all sorts of different mods, and it goes from like a Pokemon mod to, you know, they'll throw around, and then their imposters will have all sorts of different types of roles. So like one imposter has a sniper rifle, and it's a Halo map, and you can snipe across map somebody and kill somebody, you know.
Interesting.
But yeah, they do that a lot. But yeah, Among Us, I wish I could get 10 people together to play Among Us, because we've gotten small groups.
Yeah, I know.
Having that big group would be very fun. I've done it one time, and I had a blast doing it. It was with my boys. And
I wish my husband wasn't so lame. He would be one part of it. When he's like, no, I don't like all Among Us.
Yeah. Speaking of imposters, Aisha Curry, do you know who that is? Steph Curry's wife?
I know who Steph Curry is.
Yeah. His wife recently came out on Call Her Daddy. She went on Call Her Daddy and talked about, she basically like ridiculed the guy. And it was so annoying because he's given her literally everything in this world you could think of, right? Because he's a freaking billionaire. She said she never wanted kids. She said she never wanted to get married. She only wanted to focus on her career. She didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. Whole 9 yards. And it's like, she wanted to make her own way. And she was just kind of like crapping on the idea that she was with him. And her kids are old enough. Her daughter is like 14 or something like that. So old enough to where they know, you know, like you saying on a podcast in front of millions of listeners that you never wanted children, like how would that make you feel? You know, like that'd be pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But I think
I would have to listen to it.
she also was like, I just don't understand. It just felt very disrespectful when she was coming forward and saying like all this, and it's like, he has millions of dollars. Why can't you focus on a career? Like, why wouldn't she be able to focus on a career? He's got millions of dollars. He could fund anything that she could think of. He could fund. And like, I don't know, maybe she feels as if, and also at the same time, she doesn't have to be with the guy.
Yeah.
If she really feels this way, and she never had to be with the guy. But, I mean, he's this rich NBA player, or she knew he was going to be in the NBA. So, I'm not trying to dog on her. It's more of just like, I think she's just taking for granted what she has. You know, it's like, homie literally makes millions of dollars and you can swipe your card without even thinking about it. You know, like, I don't know.
I would have to listen to it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's
The last Call Her Daddy I watched was
Huda?
No, actually it was a mom who they became famous because of their YouTube channel, and her husband ended up cheating on her, and it became like this
Do you
huge...
know her name? No, it's okay. You don't have to look it up. It's fine.
I'll find it later and I'll tell you.
What is the premise behind Call Her Daddy? Is it just like bring on anyone and
Call Her Daddy started out as where it was a bunch of friends.
it was her and her friends, yeah.
And they talked about random like.
But now it's just interviews, right?
They basically she does just interviews now at this point
for the drama.
It is with the drama, but it's also like getting recaps on shows and stuff like that. So. Like, she had Amaya on there from Love Island. She had Huda.
Yeah.
I watched part of Amaya's. I didn't watch Huda's.
What do you think her podcast has that our podcast needs? Like, as she obviously is she has one of the biggest platforms on the planet, right? And as a podcast that's looking to achieve that, you know, to get into the podcast market, what could we do better that she does? Or is there any...
Be funnier.
Be funnier. I'm very funny. I just made you forget you were ever gay.
Oh my god. I was never gay.
Just because you... Chat.
You...
I snapped my finger and you forgot.
You're weird.
All right. Well, are you pulling up your questions there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then pull up your questions and stop the texty text.
Okay, well, I was trying to,
What are your questions? What do you got here? Or you need me to go?
sorry. Okay. Who would win, 100 raccoons or one grizzly bear?
One grizzly bear would annihilate 100 raccoons because although strength in numbers, sure, but as big as a grizzly bear is, and I think that, I mean, grizzly bears seem to have thick skin, and raccoons, in reality, they got sharp teeth and sharp claws, but so do grizzly bears, right? And one grizzly bear is just swiping, you know, and like just murdering. So.
Okay. What about a goose versus a cat?
A cat, easy. What kind of cat? A house cat?
It just says an angry cat.
But paint the picture for me.
It would be like a domestic house
so
cat.
like your cat, a goose is murdering your cat, and either one of them. A goose might fuck up a dog.
What about you?
I would fuck up a goose. I would just grab it by his neck and that thing would be over.
You're wild.
You think you could beat up a goose? You could beat up a goose.
Could I? I don't know.
One punch to the beak, that thing is...
Have you ever touched a duck's beak or like a goose's beak? No. They're a lot stronger than you think.
But I would clock the crap. I'm a lot stronger than a goose. I would clock the crap out of a goose. You don't think so? You think a goose would kill you?
No, I don't think a goose would kill me. I think a goose could do damage.
Yeah, of course. It's probably going to get a scratch or two on me, of course. But so would a dog, like a little chihuahua, would definitely bite my ankle, but I would punt that thing across the field. If a dog came, running at me and attacking me.
You mean a chihuahua?
Yeah, a chihuahua, absolutely. If a chihuahua came running at me and bit my ankle, I would have every right to defend myself. Realistically, I would probably just pick it up and then it's not doing anything, right? But yes, to answer your question, I would annihilate a goose.
Okay, here's one.
And then I would have for dinner, I would have goose for dinner.
Would you think a polar bear could beat a great white?
The thing is, though, I wouldn't just have goose for dinner. I would capture that goose, and then I would make him watch the fact that I captured his wife, and then I would eat.
That's a little psychotic.
No.
That is pretty psychotic.
No, it's elite. Not for stepping on my bounds,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Stepping on my turf.
Get a phone call. I'm in jail. What'd you do? I'm a serial killer.
I'm not a serial killer. I just killed a goose. That's it. You can hunt.
Your thought process there is...
I ain't even close to a serial killer. I couldn't hurt a fly, to be honest. All right, what was it? The great white shark or?
Versus a polar bear.
It's got to be in water, so obviously shark wins. If it's on land, then the polar bear wins.
It's a water battles.
Polar bear just can't maneuver in the water like a shark.
Shark versus a saltwater crocodile.
A shark.
Are you sure?
A great white shark?
Versus a saltwater crocodile?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I've seen a video of a shark annihilating a croc in the ocean. In like Florida. I don't know.
Like a saltwater one?
Yeah.
Interesting. Who would you rather fight? 1 raccoon or 5 angry chickens?
Probably 1 raccoon. Because strength in numbers, as I just stated before. but I'm not as big as a grizzly bear. So I would rather take my odds with a raccoon than with 5 chickens. I don't know. It's only chickens. I might. What are your answers to these things? You got to answer this too. Chickens or raccoon?
I think I would want... Raccoons are feisty.
I'd fuck up a raccoon.
I'm not going to lie. Chickens are pretty easy to...
Yeah, I think that chickens would be easy to kill. We're talking fight to the death, right?
It just says, who would you rather fight?
Yeah, paint the picture.
I don't have to paint a picture if I don't want to.
Paint the picture.
I think I could take on 5 angry chickens.
And you would kill 5 chickens? Over killing 1 raccoon?
I think I'd figure out how to lock them up because I won't kill it, but yeah, I probably could I could probably kill 5 chickens over.
If it was trying to kill you and you knew it, I think you would be able to kill it.
I honestly think for the polar bear versus great white. Oh, it does say in shallow water, by the way.
Could a shallow water mean?
Polar bear bait a great white shark in
shallow water?
I don't know why I was stuttering.
What the hell? Shallow water, so what, like 4 feet deep?
Sure.
Even then, I feel like a polar bear has no chance. I don't know. That's tough. The shallower the water, yeah. Actually, maybe if it's shallow water, then probably the polar bear.
How big are adult-sized polar bears?
Huge. All right. While you're looking that up, do you think you'd rather be in a pit of...
They're 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah, they're huge.
And they're 900 to almost 1,700 pounds.
Yeah, they're gigantic.
Jesus.
You think you'd rather be in like a pit of snakes or a pit of spiders?
Snakes.
Interesting.
I don't like spiders. I can't.
What? So like, you watched Inside.
Yes.
For the most part, you saw the first episode.
I've seen all the episodes except the last one.
Tarantula on the face.
Yes.
Of that one chick, Alyssa Violet.
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to do that?
I could do it for the money, but I would not, because I wouldn't want to lose $10,000, but I would not be able to do it. Like, I would be freaking out.
Everyone was freaking out.
Yeah.
Which one do you think was the worst of all that? There was the chick who had to put her hands in the scorpions and the tarantula.
I think the scorpions with the tarantulas.
There was the one with the hermit crabs, I think.
Yeah, and what's her face couldn't put her hands in it, Ekin-Su. I was like,
there was the snake around the neck.
I could have done that. Yeah.
There was like they dumped the crap on their faces, and then there was the hot chip that they had to eat.
I could have done it all. I think the worst was the scorpion with the spider.
I was thinking about this. The worst might be like the hot chip, because like you're gonna have after effects, and you share that bathroom with, what was it, 10 people to start or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's kind of brutal. You sharing that toilet. Dwight Howard's just fucking, he's a 7-footer blowing that shit up in there, you know? Like,
what was your thoughts on Mark with the challenge of to spend 20,000 to gain 20? Like,
I would have done the same thing. But
like, give up and tell them that, like,
well, at the afterward, yeah.
It was just so funny that he kept buying these big
I think
items.
He kept fucking up, though. What he should have done is, like, bought everything right off the bat.
But what if someone walked in?
That's tough. I mean, I just think that's a risk you kind of had to take. Because I also think he took way too long in between purchases.
That's true.
I get, like, because he stopped and he chatted with that girl for a second. That whole 9 yards. But because I genuinely think I could have spent 20 grand in that. He's smart to start at the top with those expensive items and throw those in the shower. I thought that was very smart. But I definitely think he could have crushed it if he really Like, just
You know what he should have done?
He just
bought
hesitated
those
too much.
items and then also bought like a bunch of like chips and stuff like that, and then thrown like all the food into the thing to throw into the.
Yeah, like
It would be like one.
I don't remember exactly what was on the list, but for example, there was like engagement ring at one point in time, and let's say that was on the thing, and it was just a ring pop. Like, he needed to spend 20 grand. Like, that's 20 ring pops.
Yeah. I don't
think it was on there.
I think they changed it.
Yeah, and they were
when he
limiting
did that.
some stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I would have looked at, okay, what can I really fit like in one carry to where I just knocked out, like, yeah, let's say it was, I don't know, a bunch of sodas or something like that. I would have been like, hey, let me get 10 sodas at $500 a piece, right? That just knocked out a big chunk. That's $5,000 right there. Yes. $500, 10, yeah, add a zero, yeah, $5,000. But, and then I would have like run over to that bathroom and then I would have gone back into the shop. And hopefully, like, it's just unfortunate he ran into that, you know, he ran into people, he ran into Dwight and he ran into that blonde lady.
Dwight was like, he's acting sussy.
Yeah, but, so, I have, oh, yes, what did you think of Zach Justice and his flirtiness with the blonde girl?
I thought at the beginning when he started going that he was going to be way different than he was. And the more...
Had you seen anything from him
No.
prior? So you had no clue who he really was?
No, the only people I knew who were on that show was Dwight and
Ekansu.
and
Bree?
no, I had no clue who Bree was. I want to call him Squirt, but I know he's not Squirt. Sketch.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Sketch really fumbled a bag on his own play. Like, he just overthought the game too much.
He did, and he was playing both sides and
honestly, I think he would have lasted a little longer had he not been that first person to vote out Fanita. Because she got the opportunity to come back in. It's just like one of those things where he was going to get a target on his back because he sent that girl home. Had she never come back in the game, I think he would have been good, honestly.
so too.
But she came back, and it's like, all right, well, he got screwed.
Yeah, she was like guns blazing after him too, which I it's fair. Like, he went after you, you go after him, but then it was always like we had to go after this guy and this person, and I don't know. I didn't like Fanita.
Yeah, me either. Just you'll wait. Well, just watch the reunion.
I know. I need to.
Yeah.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
So Zach and that girl, God, I keep forgetting her name. Anyways, doesn't matter. What did you said that you thought he was going to be different. How so?
He just seemed very like standoffish, and I know he's like a comedian.
Yeah.
So I know, but his like at the beginning it seemed like it was very bland comedy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I don't know. This is like not something that like I like.
He does have very dry humor a lot of the time, yeah.
And so I was like, but then watching them two, I actually really liked them. I actually started not liking her because I felt bad for Zach because
he was trying so hard.
He was trying, and he was even willing to spend, what was it, $5,000? $30,000 for that date.
He was like, the entire pot would have been worth a date with you.
Yeah,
and that's what. How did she not take off her pants right there?
Because she wanted Mark.
I know. As soon as the marriage thing happened, their fake wedding, and then she said
what
Mark,
she said.
He should have never done anything else for her.
Yeah.
Zach should have moved on and been. Yeah.
It was great TV,
although
though.
it was a joke that she was quote unquote saying, it was a pretty big hint. Like.
Yeah.
And they knew it. And her and Mark. Her name was Sydney.
Was it Cindy?
Yeah.
Sydney?
Why
do I use Cindy and Sydney?
She knew Mark before the show.
Yes, they were friends.
Do you know where she's from?
No.
She was the ring girl of Logan Paul's fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Bree was the
No, Bree is from one of the selling house shows.
Oh, Selling
Sunset. Yeah.
What's her face? Aisha?
Yeah.
Is the one that was the
She's
makeup.
a twin. Yeah, she's a content creator. She might be a new celebrity crush on mine. That girl.
Listen up, Anna.
She knows. I was watching the show. I'm like, this girl's a dime. She's a twin too.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Let's just take significance out of the equation.
Okay.
But you are single. You meet this girl.
I would have
like,
zero chance.
No, I'm just
Anyways,
saying you
okay.
guys start dating. You don't know she's a twin.
Okay.
And like you find out 10 years into your relationship that she has a twin sister. And that she's been swapping places with you the whole entire time. What would be your thought process?
Throuple? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, obviously I would end it. Because it's like, let's say 10 years in a relationship, I would have had kids by that point. So
Maybe.
It's like, which one would have been the real mom?
Yeah, and they're doing a DNA test. I think with twins,
It's just so
if
close.
they're identical twins, then I don't think you can. I don't know how DNA works that well, but I think with twins,
I have no clue.
the DNA is like really similar.
But yeah, like you could have told me either one would have been the mom. I mean, I would assume via pregnancy there would be a slight change, in one of them post-birth to where you probably would be able to tell them apart a little bit.
What if they both were pregnant
That would be rough.
and they've just been hiding one baby?
And then they're twins and I'm prone to having twins. So then there's twins and twins. There's 4 kids. Oh, God. That would be brutal.
Could you imagine you just find out 10 years down the road that you got married to a girl?
What if you found out that you were a twin and you just never knew? Like you were, split at birth, one shipped off to, let's say, like a different country. Like, let's say one was shipped off to, well, we were born in Germany. So let's say that
They were shipped to the
there's
United
a twin
States.
over there for you in Germany.
Yeah.
Her name is Talene. But, how would you feel?
I think I'd be really like, I would be intrigued. I would want to know like who she is. And then I would be also really nervous because you don't know how people are going to react, because it's like, what if we had the better situation?
What if she had the better situation?
I would want to know everything.
What if she was like some billionaire?
Would want to know everything.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like.
Would you be mad? Part of you would probably be mad. I'd be fucking pissed.
I wouldn't be mad. I would be like a little jealous because of the fact that like, wow, like that could have been me. But also at the end of the day, like still like who I am as a person. And I'm glad that I went through the stuff that I did.
I wouldn't be mad at her. And I wouldn't be mad at the fact that like she's super successful. Or like in this situation, it'd be
How
me
would
as a
you
brother.
be with the parents though?
That's what I was going to say. I would be furious at the parents. If I found out I had a twin and they didn't say a word to me and I'm 26...
Are you trying to hint that there's a twin randomly somewhere? No.
Yeah, there is, of you, in Germany. You just got to go find her.
I was just there on my honeymoon. Why couldn't you tell me that?
That's a big-ass country. No, that would be crazy, though. Like, I've thought about the theory of, like, I would be very nervous about having twins. But I've thought about, like, I could picture myself having twin boys. And... even though I think, like, what sucks is I think I would be a great girl dad. So, I'm like, crap. But, anyways, I could picture myself having twin boys. I mean, 2 little doms running around, like...
Oh, God, that would be annoying.
You would friggin' love it.
With you?
They would look like you. We look alike.
We don't look that much alike.
We do. People know you and I are brother and sister as soon as they see us.
Hey, they know Taylor. Oops.
Anyways. All right, this next part of the podcast, we're going to be talking about what's the worst way that you found out your significant other was cheating. So, starts off.
Oh, I have one. I actually listened to a audiobook today about it.
All right, we can get into that.
Well,
Let me
not
get into
audiobook,
at least
but
this
I mean-
first one, and then we can talk about yours. Back about 3 years ago, my girlfriend at the time butt dialed me on accident. I didn't think of anything of it at first and was going to hang up when I heard her say, "I hope Thaddeus doesn't find out about this." Alarms and whistles were going off in my head, thinking, "Oh God, this isn't going to be what I think it's going to be, is it? No, this can't be it." I tried telling myself it wasn't what it seemed like. Then I heard, "Oh God, yes, that feels so good, Paul." All suspicions confirmed. The worst part is, all this happened while at work, leaving me completely helpless, plus the fact that I had no idea who this guy was. The real kicker, we never slept together, and we'd been dating for 4 months. Okay, that's still bad, but it's... How do I put that? They were only dating 4 months.
But still, like, you were dating for 4 months, and
I
then
just was expecting it to be like...
you're at work.
Yeah, I was just expecting it to be like they'd been dating 4 years.
Yeah.
And Paul was like his brother.
Well, he did say that he didn't know who the guy was.
Yeah, no, I know. But
honestly, in that, I have a question. In knowing, like, if you heard like that, being in his shoes, would you rather want to know the person, or would you rather not know the person?
I'd rather want to know the person to never run into the chance that I need to talk to that person again. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
So, like, because Paul...
But I'm meaning, like, what if it was like...
It's like, imagine he meets another Paul that's like his supervisor at a new job he gets.
But I'm meaning, like, not know then and like know now. I mean, what if it was like your best friend or like your...
I mean, obviously, if it's your best friend or if it's a friend, etc., they are scumbags for performing that kind of act to you, right? So I guess in that theory, if you're talking about like, yeah, I obviously wouldn't want my best bud to try and, you know, or I wouldn't want like a family member to try and hook up with my girl, you know, like that's just stupid. But I was saying it from a practical standpoint of every Paul that this guy meets, he'll never know if it's the Paul, you know?
Yeah.
And in theory, you know, if it's a city like ours, there's only so many Pauls, right?
It is a very common name, though.
Yeah, no, it is. But, like, could you imagine how many, you know, let's say on a girl's side, how many Ashleys you've met or Britneys or etc.? You know what I mean? Like, you work in customer service, how many Britneys you've talked to on the phone or Ashleys you've talked to on the phone, and then imagine every time that you meet another Ashley, you're like, was this? Because you could not be like, hey, did you end up hooking up with my girl?
I feel like it also goes away after a while.
Of course, no. I mean, you could definitely heal from being cheated on, for sure. But, like, that would just be, you know, for instance, if we were going, you know, if me and my fiance were going through baby names, you know, and I had been cheated on in my past, and then with, like, that person was with Paul, right? Let's use Paul as an example.
Paulina.
And we're going with, she was like, my fiance was like, oh, what do you think of the name Paul? I'd be, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, even though I've healed from that, it's been years and all that.
Yeah.
Like, it would still, I would be like, no. You know, it's just one of those things. Like, just like how you'd never name your kid one of your exes or something like that.
Hell
Ex's
no.
name. So, so you said you had a story about a cheating scandal thing that you were going to talk about.
I was on TikTok earlier and I found a story that the girl was up and her husband had fallen asleep and he started talking in his sleep. And he was like, just wait, I can't wait to marry you just after the baby's born. And she's like...
She's pregnant? Or no?
She's not. The wife's not. Well, so she woke him up and was like, hey, like, what are you dreaming about? Because she can't have kids. So she knew it wasn't about her. And he was like, oh, nothing. It was just a nightmare. And she's like, oh, okay, sounds good. He went back to sleep. She grabs his phone, goes through his phone and finds the messages. And he has been sleeping with his receptionist. And he bought her. She's pregnant.
Damn.
They're having a boy.
That's probably so tough on her because, like, not only is it like a cheating thing, but she can't have kids.
Yeah. And then she called her dad because she found out that he bought her like a place and used like their money on it. So she called her dad, which her side of the family is actually like loaded. So he's been basically using her the whole entire time to use for her money. And she found all this out, called her dad. Her dad was in play to like make a plan and everything. So she played it off like she didn't know anything for a bit, would come into his work and like make the receptionist feel very awkward and everything, and would be like, hey, let's go on a lunch date or something. And then like was putting all this effort and time into like spending time with him. Basically made him fall in love with her. And then she sent him the divorce papers and moved out completely.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a dad to a kid now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, that is wild. I mean, that's tough. This one here said, that's pretty, I don't think I could do that. Like, go through the game.
I wouldn't be able to go through the game.
As soon as I look at the person that cheated on me.
The reason she needed to do it was because she was transferring her assets over to her dad.
Oh, yeah.
So
it
that
makes sense.
it gave time for her, which made sense for that point in time. But she needed to not throw her husband off that she knew anything because of the fact that...
Well, I think with cheating, I don't think he'd be able to get anything anyways. But...
Yeah, I don't know.
It might be one of those things where I don't know how it works, but maybe it's just alimony would be the thing that she was referring to. Because, you know, if he was relying solely on her, but he did have a job. I don't know how all that works.
He owned the business.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to play the game. I'd like probably see that significant other and I'd be like, absolutely not. I'd go crazy.
Yeah.
Trying to hold it in and be like, oh my God, you look so cute today, you know? And then, see the receptionist. Like, oh, I'd be like...
Well, and also hearing the receptionist, like, talk about how, oh, like, all talking to them about, like, yeah, my boyfriend buys me this and my boyfriend buys me that, and knowing it's your husband and knowing that your husband never spends a dime on you. And that always tells you, like, oh, like, sorry, we're broke, like, we're tight on money, blah, blah, blah. So,
this one says, I walked in on my husband and he was with another man. That's a pretty shitty way to find out your husband's gay and to find out that your significant other is cheating on you. What?
No.
You think, would it make you feel a little better that the husband's gay? Because it's not necessarily something that I guess in theory you did wrong per se. Because it's just like he's, you know, of course, been gay.
I feel like if there was issues in that department, I feel like it would make a lot more sense.
Yeah. I feel like I would get in my head a little bit of...
Like if you walked in on your fiance with another woman?
Yeah, and I would be like, am I the reason? You know, like, I feel like it would be a strike to my...
I think a lot of...
confidence, I guess?
I don't know how common it is, like, nowadays, but I think a lot of back in the day, the reason for it was because it was, like, frowned upon a lot.
I know. I mean, yeah, today I feel like it's more common to just, you know, it's obviously more open to just be, you know, like it's obviously, like you said, it was frowned upon before to be, you know, be
like the same sex.
Yeah, but nowadays it's definitely more acceptable to be liking the same sex. But yeah, I just think it would strike my confidence a little bit. Then maybe that's like a selfish way of looking at it. But at first I would be like, ah. But then a part of me would eventually get to the point where I'm like,
I think I would look at it the same way if it was me walking in on a female with my husband, because of the fact that it would be like, you're cheating on me. I just wish there would have been more conversations where if he was having doubts and I wasn't like...
Yeah, because you might have been able to end the marriage more amicably.
Yeah, we could have...
Yeah, true. This one says, we went over to my friend's house. He was giving his kids a bath and said he would be right out. I was taking my 5-year-old over so the kids could play. I sat at his computer and saw a group chat message from my wife, so I instantly thought, WTF. As I'm reading it, I see some pretty intense sexual comments between the two, such as, not going to read those. About this time, he comes into the room and I confront him. He tries to shush me because his wife was in the other room and told me we'd talk about it later. At this point, I stood up to charge him and noticed he was holding his 2-year-old son. This saved his life, no doubt in my mind. I never did end up fighting him. Good thing. I have 2 kids and they need their dad. Adrenaline was pumping so hard I pulled a muscle in my right forearm from squeezing my fist so hard. Kicker. He has 1 arm. Not my doing. Specifically says. I don't think there's anything about... I think the 1-armed man thing that they put in here is a little unnecessary, because regardless if the guy has 1 arm or 2 arms or 4 arms.
Every time I see a guy with 1 arm, I'm going to think it's that guy.
Yeah. That is crazy, though. That's what we were talking about, the best friend thing. That's crazy, though. You found out about it in his house.
With his computer.
I would have went over and grabbed the wife. I would have been like, hey, no, we're talking about this now. Do you see these messages? And I would have confronted the wife, like, not my wife. I would have grabbed, because he was like shushing him to keep the wife from hearing about it. I'd have been like, nah, get her in here. She needs to hear this too. What you've been doing, you scumbag, you know, like.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then, yeah, the comments are saying, please, please, please tell me you told his wife right then and there. Let's see. Oh, this is a longer one. Here we go. Each time it's happened, I just knew... Damn, they've been cheated on multiple times. All right. I just knew because they acted so damn weird in one way or another. Usually,
so they probably didn't know about the previous times, but because of the way that the person was acting, it was the same time.
It was the same. Yeah.
So now they know, like,
that would definitely strike. I have a buddy who has been cheated on, and we'll get to this story, but I have a buddy who's been cheated on in every relationship he's ever been in.
Is he currently in one?
He's currently in a relationship, and he has not told me that she has cheated yet, and I don't think so. She's such a nice girl. So, like, I think he's found the girl, but every prior relationship.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's brutal. He was a military guy for a minute, so he, you know, I mean, I know everyone
I'm not saying
say what you want about the military guy, but I'm sure the same case can be made for the military girl as well.
I know it's not always common or not always the case, but military, police, firefighters, and nursing.
Oh, look at you. Stereotyping. Wow.
I did just stereotype.
If you're a cop, you're a cheater. If you're a firefighter,
I did not know.
No,
and my statement beforehand was this is not always the case.
I'll cut that
It
part.
just has...
You're good.
Just has... a lot of people look at those...
Why do you think so?
Because they're in the public eye. So I think with being in the public eye, it's so easy to have your business put out there when you do something wrong than it is where if, like...
You don't think it's just sheer numbers, maybe? Like... Or maybe it's the environment. Because, one... firefighters, cops, nurses, military members work insane hours. They're all over the map. So your body can't ever have an opportunity to regulate. Two, I can't speak on the nurse's side, but like the average firehouse is full of just testosterone. And I would assume the mentality there would be like any average guy's locker room, but it's that way constantly 24/7.
Yeah.
And there are definitely a bunch of people in those fields that I've met that are, how do I put this? They are very like easily influenced by the group that they're around. You know, so if you put a bunch of single firefighters together and there's one dude who's, you know, been dating his girl for a year, he's probably going to be very easily coerced into doing things that can kind of shake the line. That can either like go out, you know, not even saying like going out to a bar, but like it would start by just going out to the bar with the guys, right? And then it would just go on, and obviously like it's
not always the case though.
No, I'm not. But
there's many relationships out there. I think that it goes really.
It also depends on the person, because it's like, you know, like
you're gonna hear more about the bad things than the good things. Yeah. So, and if there's like, for example, with cops, the more you're gonna hear about cops is gonna be always the bad things that you hear the most about. Yeah. Same thing with firefighters.
For
same
sure,
thing with
because
nurses.
social media is more exciting when it's negative. To be honest, it just is. That's why like sports commentators make as much as they do, because the great ones are able to be negative in a great fashion. They're great debaters, you know, and like in a debate you have to make the other side look worse than it theoretically is. Right, so it's like, obviously not all cops are bad, not all firefighters are bad, etc. Not all military members are bad, all that. But like that buddy the military member that I was talking about, he's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Super good guy, super nice dude, and it just sucks that he got cheated on so many times. You know, like, yeah, sure, could he have been looking in a better spot for some of the ladies that he dated? Absolutely. But it's made him who he is today, and now he's found his girl, and genuine. I mean, they just moved in together, they got a house,
that's cute.
Yeah, he's doing great now. They got a dog, they just got a cat actually for the first time. But
that's a good thing.
No, red flag.
No, it's not a red flag. I think you're a red flag.
I am walking.
I'm gonna tell your fiance.
She knows it. Just kidding. No. All right, so I'll restart this. Each time it's happened, I just knew, because the way they acted so weird in one way or another. Usually I hinted / asked and they spilled. The first, to her credit, it's a guy that's been cheated on by a bunch of girls. To her credit, just flat out volunteered it and begged for forgiveness. To be honest, I didn't suspect a thing. And I feel like the first one you wouldn't. But the next had originally wanted our relationship to be non-exclusive. Then we talked again and became exclusive. 2 months later, she went away for a vacation with girlfriends. I found out she was not just with girlfriends. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why she was acting abnormally frisky when she got back from her girl's vacation. It wasn't because she missed me. This time I just asked flat out because it was so obvious, and she'd already lied to me about who she was going on vacation with. The next obsessed over this guy the entire time we dated. But swore nothing was up. Oh, okay.
She was obsessed about a guy and then swore there was nothing going on.
She went home for a week to visit family, neglecting to tell me that he was along for the trip. She got back. It was pretty obvious from her change in behavior that something was up. I asked her what was up, didn't accuse her specifically. She admitted it. The last one I found out from a mutual acquaintance, but I had already suspected something was up. She told lots of lies about totally innocuous things, which made me think she was probably telling bigger lies too. This was confirmed when I bumped into her and the guy she was cheating on me with, despite her telling me it was a girls' night out. To be honest, I'd rather have just been dumped by all of them and never found out they cheated, but whatever. Yeah, go ahead and talk about my bad taste in women back then, or what a doormat I must have been. I'm not going to argue with you. All that matters is I'm much better off now. That's what I was getting at with my buddy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be who he is now without all those women cheating on him, whole 9 yards. So, yeah, shout out to that guy for speaking his truth and saying, like, yeah, at one time, like, we're all naive and, we all fall for something from a toxic ex or something like that. Eventually, at one point, it's just a matter of how you bounce back from that and how many times you need to fall down to get back up.
Yeah. It happens. Maybe too many times.
Yeah. Went out for 2 years, half of which was long distance because of college, and ended up with a nasty breakup because of his infidelity. A month later, he begs me to get back together, and I fall for it. I come home for spring break. We find out a month later that I'm pregnant when I go visit him at Davis. We were both 18. We were both thinking the A word, but he is really gunning for it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The day before we go to the clinic, he asked me to answer a text from a friend while he's getting ready for a frat meeting. Unfortunately for him, it is the wrong friend, leading to me finding a combo with a frat boy saying, I'd be ashamed of myself if I stayed with that class. Cindy treats me so much better. We broke up violently, and I went through the abortion alone. I could go on for hours about his fucked up stories. I was/am a stupid teenager. Boyfriend gets me pregnant while cheating on me. That's brutal. What I will say, we can throw frat boys into that same equation of the stereotypical cheater.
I feel like a lot of like pilots could be thrown in there.
Yeah.
Pilots is because
What's the other one? Flight attendants.
Well, pilots, flight attendants.
Yeah. Concierge members. That would be very stereotypical.
Is that stereotypical? I didn't know that.
Doctors. I feel like I hear a lot of doctors because they just work such long hours at the office and all that. But
is lawyers in there?
I thought about lawyers, but lawyers would be like, yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll look up the most.
I was just about to do that.
Occupations with the highest cheating rate. Sales, that does make a lot of sense. Sales, finance, healthcare, aviation, you were right. Military and law enforcement. So we pretty much hit the nail on the head besides sales. We didn't really say that. But I definitely think a lot of
education.
Teachers, yeah. Yeah, that's... And then it says, like, contributing factors to this would be, like, frequent travelers, being the aviation, the military, law enforcement, healthcare, etc. High stress and burnout, stressful work environments, long hours, emotional weight of certain professions can lead to that exhaustion. Alcohol and social environment. This is kind of what I was getting at with the firefighter thing. And then workplace dynamics. Close relationships with colleagues and the opportunity to be around people 24/7, as in healthcare or law enforcement. That's huge. When you just spend so much time around them, it's like you do develop friendships and connections, theoretically, that just went one too many steps too far, and it's just a bummer of course, for those that obviously are involved all around, like we always feel bad for the person that, of course got cheated on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but have you ever seen a situation where you have felt bad for the person who cheated? I can't think of one off the top of my head. Now, and then I have another question too. What do you think about, like, the significant other finds out that there's a cheater, so then they go cheat as like revenge.
No.
I don't think it works.
I think just end it.
Yeah. Be the bigger person. Take the higher road. What?
Nothing.
We can cut that. Whatever you're about to say. We can talk about it once the podcast's over. All right. Okay. All right, moving on. A friend of a friend who had recently become homeless due to a boyfriend was staying on our couch until she could save up money for a security deposit on her own apartment. She wasn't paying for it. We didn't ask her to, but she was helpful around the house, doing dishes, laundry, and basic household stuff. One afternoon, she was helping me clean out and reorganize our bedroom closet, and she mentioned, in a very offhand way, how huge my boyfriend's balls were. I was like, what? To make it even sweeter, when she moved out a week later, she took half my CDs and DVDs with her, leaving the empty cases behind. I considered us friends. Oh, wow. So it doesn't actually say that she caught the cheating, theoretically, but...
But how would you know how big her boyfriend's balls
crazy.
are without...
That's also, like, insane that, like... The person who was living in the house that let the friend in, good for her that she found out about it then, because she obviously broke off things with the guy, probably cut that girl out, and both of them were probably really bad for her life anyways.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you're with somebody that's willing to cheat, scumbag. Get them out of there. And then if you're with a friend that is willing to sleep with somebody you're with, get them out of there too. They don't deserve to be in your life, you know? You have any other goofy questions or anything like that before?
No, I just got animals. That was all the ones that I did.
Okay. You have any more animals or no?
I think I ran through all of them.
Okay. No worries. I'm just going to do a couple more and then we can move on from that. So, let's go back here. See, a lot of these stories are just very small. Like it just says, 3 weeks before the wedding, I saw her kissing another guy in front of a restaurant. And then a lot of people commented on that, said, better that you saw that before the wedding than
That's
after
true.
the wedding.
Still sucks, though, because you can't get a refund on most places.
Yeah, but I think I would rather not have a refund on it than go through with it and then...
Have to go through a divorce.
Yeah, because that's even more expensive. Right? Because you already are... Yeah, you had to pay the money for the wedding. On top of that, you'd have to pay for a divorce. It's like, obviously, he was meant to have seen that kiss happen in front of that restaurant. You know? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I found out my significant other was cheating when I got a call from my doctor saying you have chlamydia. That's brutal. That would suck. All right, let's do 2 more and then we'll get on out of here. First weekend of college, both go to different schools. She sleeps with a friend of mine from high school that went to the same college. Naturally, I broke up with her, but the worst part didn't come from her. It was the guy who slept with her. I called him and told him off, saying he was an asshole and whatever. Turns out my entire rant to him was on speakerphone with a handful of dudes, and they all began to make fun of me and whatnot. I felt pretty shitty afterward. Well, all those dudes are scumbags.
All those dudes, he's never going to see them, so...
Yeah.
They were at different schools, so... And that just told you how childish that other guy is.
Also, it's the first weekend of college, so they're all just graduated high school.
Yeah.
It's like they're all going to be very immature. And
they're babies.
I snuck behind my girlfriend of 3 years to kiss her neck while she was fixing her hair. And when I lifted her hair, I saw a hickey. She said it was just a kiss. She was drunk. It happened, blah, blah, blah. I forgave her.
That's more than a kiss.
Yeah. I forgave her painfully and tried to take her back, but I'm skeptical and hurt. 2 weeks later, She calls me to pick her up drunk from a bar. She seems scared. She got separated from her friends and is alone. I rushed to get her at 2 a.m. I run a red light accidentally and I got a ticket, and I finally picked her up. She gets in the car, starts bawling her eyes out, saying that she loves me and I'm a good boyfriend and she's a shitty girlfriend. I try and calm her down. I assume the shitty girlfriend is referring to her calling me at 2 a.m. to get her.
She slept with someone in the bathroom.
Then she tells me everything. She had been sleeping with another guy for the past month or so. We were trying to wait to have sex with each other until marriage. He even tried to not look twice at another girl for her. A week or so after I break up with her, her Facebook status says, in a relationship with the dude. They dated for about a month. She breaks up with him, wants me back. I refuse. I'm convinced now that the only way to figure out if a girl is with me only is to be intimate with them.
Just turned into a...
I'm convinced now that the only way to figure out if a girl is with me only to have sex with me is not... This is written very weird. Is to not have sex with them unless they are willing to commit like I did. I'm beginning to relate to those forever alone posts. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's getting harder and harder to stick to doing what my head thinks and not what my other head thinks.
He is a guy, so... Girls also have...
Yeah, I was going to say, hang on. Girls have feelings too.
No. We're heartless. I'm joking.
Yeah, that's brutal. I mean, realistically, he should have probably stopped at the hickey, but of course, like I said before, we've all fallen for the naive, crap that our next does to us, so I don't blame him. But, it's good that karma... I'm a firm believer in karma. Like, good things happen to good people, bad things happen to bad people. A good thing might happen to a bad person, or it might seem like it's good to a bad person, and a bad thing might happen to a good person. But I think that a good person, even though bad things might happen to them, a better thing will happen to them than a bad person.
Yeah.
So, big believer on that. But... Alright guys, well, do us a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. Just remember that Celine forgot that she was gay. And yeah, be sure to tune in to every episode from now on. Thank you guys, have a good one. Peace.